Hello, Mirka. I'm making you a video. Been thinking about you and been thinking about the conversation from earlier. And I know I have been exactly where you are. I've been exactly there. And we're all a little bit different. We all have different brains, but the mechanisms, they are all pretty much the same. So I couldn't figure out the camera today. I tried that. That was the sound doesn't work. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try again tomorrow. But I'm using my tablet right now, and I'm here with my artwork and my cookie monster around my neck. And I wanted to make you a meditation video. I'm gonna put this into my camera stand here. Now, excuse my double chin. So this is if I put it up high, then it looks really weird. So I painted this on the t-shirt. I love this. This is the blue god in dog form that I put on almost every t-shirt. So I want to do a meditation with you together. I needed two, and making it for the video always gives me a very welcomed excuse to actually do it, to actually sit down and not run off and do the camera or this or this or this or that's all important, but not just sit there on my computer and remember to breathe for 2 minutes or something. And yeah, sometimes I drift off into sort of like a daze or sort of like a meditation, listen to Krishnamurti for a couple of minutes. But doing this for myself, I usually don't sit down to do this for myself. So I have to have an excuse to do it for someone else, So I imagine the camera is my friend, my door to you and the world. And through this camera, in this very moment, that you don't know that I'm making this video, but in this very moment, I can make this video, and we're sort of making this video together. We're sort of making the meditation together, and would be awesome if you guys could make me a video, of course, but most people don't want to show themselves. I don't even know who these people are, except for Mirka uh, and my friend Ergun. So the other people, I don't know. The other people, they don't show themselves. Some of them don't want to use Facebook also, which I understand. Facebook is a bordel, but but Facebook is right now my only communication means that I have. If you guys out there, if you have a lot of money, like Jeff Bezos, let's make a new website. Let's make a new communication website together. Yeah, let's do it. I have all the ideas. I have the artwork. I have the design, all there. For me, I just have to tap into the infinite, and I get the best design you can possibly imagine. As a businessman, most business people are, from what I observe, usually not artists, okay, usually not designers. So if we can brainstorm something like this together, we can put our expertise together. And Jeff Bezos obviously has the upper hand when it comes to technology and computer science and computing and creating amazing websites and programs. So he could do it. He's the very one who could do it. Elon Musk too, but Elon Musk is working on other very, very, very vital, important things. So he wants to save the whole planet. He's working on the real big things. And I know Jeff Bezos is working on rockets too, but is that going to save the planet? I don't know if that's going to. That's kind of like space tourism. Yeah, it's good, yeah, for a couple of rich people, and maybe the price will come down, but is that going to save the planet? You know, we need to think about saving the planet. You know, if you terraform Mars, which Elon is going to do, or if you set up space stations on the moon, really, really large enclosures like those biosphere stations, very large ones with good air inside and everything, with plant growing, plantations and so on, you know, then I am definitely on board, literally, you know. I support that fully because there's too many people here on this planet and we need to move people out into space. Very important. And but what we really need right now is we need a better communication website, and we need one where we have a video sharing system in it like YouTube had it originally, but they removed it. And I have observed this, and they removed it for a very specific reason, because the corporate agenda didn't like to see people getting empowered. That's why they had YouTube remove that and change it around a little bit. You know, they had some, you know, most people don't pay attention to this. Even the people in YouTube or Google don't pay attention to this. They figure, oh, it's been improved. You know, the system. We had to do some tweaks and cuts here and there, but overall we improved it. I don't know if they improved it so much, but one thing for sure is they removed the video sharing feature where people's video responses to a video would show in a video icon underneath the videos, not just on the side but underneath. And it worked really well, because so every viewer, you know, in those heated debates with Gary Inventum and Nick the Modern Mystic in particular, you know, these conversations really got rolling because of this, the video response system that they had. Suddenly it was gone. So, and then people fell off the bandwagon, they fell off the conversation train. And they got confused. They didn't know where these videos were anymore, and it wasn't linked up anymore. It was just a big fat jumble and chaos, like on the right side. So all kinds of videos would be suggested, but not anymore in context, not anymore in relation to the very conversations that we were having in 2008. So I want to bring this back. I want to create a communication website that beats Facebook by 1,000,000 times, and that has a paint program at the center where we can draw electronically and make any kind of drawing we want there, and we share this with other people, and we express how we feel, and that's how we introduce ourselves, and that's how we communicate. For some people have a hard time communicating with others. Some people don't speak English, you know. Some people have a very hard time. They come from third world countries or very, very devastated countries like the Middle East, and they don't know how to communicate. So if they can express themselves in form of images, in form of drawing, in form of how they feel, it doesn't matter, you know. It will also, it doesn't matter what people think. So we need to if everyone does it, then there's a flow that starts to happen. Then there's also this barrier, the fear barrier is going to melt away, and it will empower people. I guarantee you it will empower people. And we'll also have a video communication system where people can respond to each other's videos, and where heated debates are possible, where people can say what they want to say, where they don't have to censor themselves or bite their tongue, or where these things can come to the open, where the only thing that is going to be guarded and controlled by robots, by AGIs, by AIs. We don't have AGIs yet, but by AI bots, so is like when someone is really abusive to someone else, verbally, psychologically abusive. And so those AIs, they're going to become better and better in time. They're going to understand the colloquial language better. They're going to know better what is actually abuse and what isn't. So it's going to become more and more accurate, and they're going to be taking care of this. They're going to be our guards and nannies on those websites. In the beginning, just on the websites. In the future, they're going to become our guards and nannies for good, also in person. So, and that's also something Mirka and I talked about earlier today, about the singularity, and that we are looking forward to this, and we're very excited about it. And it is going to be very exciting, and I don't know how far I'm going to be experiencing this all and when this is going to happen. I think I will, because it's supposed to, the prototypes are going to be developed in 2029, according to Ray Kurzweil. So I believe I'm still around then, so I may not, I don't know, who knows. But I know that Mirka will definitely be around, and because she's young, and so you're gonna see amazing things happen on this planet. You young people out there, in your 30s and 20s, you're gonna see in the most amazing, the most sci-fi things happen. It is so exciting. And what's most exciting about all of this is that the robots are going to protect this planet, because they're going to see the urgency in this, and they're going to take the reins in their hands, and they're going to look the toddler called the last human, according to Friedrich Nietzsche. They're going to look over the shoulder of the last human, over the intermediate species, and they're gonna say, okay, kiddo, I'm gonna take care of you, but I better take that gun out of your hands. And then no one is gonna have a gun. Guns are not even, they're gonna be melted. They're gonna be used for something else. So the AGIs, they will have their own defense system, their own physical defense system. They're going to have laser technology that will be much more precise, and that will render anyone incapable of doing anything terrible. So they might, who knows what they're going to do. They might even do brain surgery remotely, through satellite or something on people. When their brains aren't functioning well, they're going to take people's brains apart like they take each other's brains apart. They're going to have all the knowledge about how our brains are actually working, so they're going to see where the problems are. They're going to see what's going on. Also, the vast field of psychology. They're going to know all of this at once, and they're going to see what's happening, and they're going to intercept, because they're not going to let someone damage another living being or this planet. So I'm looking forward to all of this. This is absolutely thrilling and exciting. My camera doesn't, seems like my battery is already more than half discharged. I don't know why it didn't charge up earlier, but I'm gonna make the meditation now. I don't know how long I'm gonna make it for, only a couple of minutes or so, but this is what we need to do. Sit straight, lean back, belly in, chest out, and chin down and head back. Align the head, back of the, I'll show it like this. The back of the back of the neck. You know, all these different discs that are in there. Move that back so that I can feel how this is actually a little bit painful. But that's a good pain because you feel like it is aligning with your back, the back spines, the back discs. So you want to align the neck with the back in one straight line. May have to curl it a little bit in like this. Relax the shoulders, put your hands on your knees, sit like this on a chair. And always breathe. Breathe deeply and calmly through your abdomen. You can also make noises when you breathe. That's okay. It's very relaxing to make noises. We did this in yoga. My yoga teacher Heidi told us to do this, particularly during the summertime, and also when you are cold during the winter time. Wim Hof, I highly recommend his videos. He teaches people how to create a balance, a thermal balance in your own body, and also a chemical balance in your own body. He knows how to do that too. Wim Hof is a very, very empowered person, and he empowers other people. An amazing, advanced man, advanced soul. And I have practiced that. I've practiced Wim Hof techniques by myself, and it works. It totally works. It's so incredibly amazing. And he came up with this on his own. You know, he's also studied Buddhist techniques and seen what the monks are doing and all of this. But he has come up with his own methods. You know, he has practiced this. He has already had this intuition about it, you know, a long time ago. And in order to empower himself and also to empower others. And he has a story to tell that initiated this, him being motivated to create something like this. And it's very, very powerful. And I want you to write down on a piece of paper, I love you, Mirka. I want you to write that down. I want you to say to yourself, I love you. As I do always. I say, I love you, Nicola. And I kissed my wrist, the one that I had injured once, sports injury from carrying too heavy things. And I've never gotten another carpal tunnel since that injury, and since I have been kissing my wrist. And it's, people think it's nothing, or it's just, hocus pocus, Pollyanna, whatever. But you'll be surprised how powerful all of these things are, how powerful self-affirmations are, and how powerful the energy is that you can give yourself, the love energy, that's what Kristen Neff said. You cross your arms like this over your solar plexus, and you breathe, and you say to yourself, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay whatever you do, wherever you are, it's okay. You deserve a break. You deserve a rest. You deserve to rest and recover, and you deserve kindness and love, and you deserve all the best things. You deserve all the hugs in the world. We need to say this to ourselves, all of us. Very important, very, very critically important that we do this. And always breathe calmly and slowly through the abdomen, and always write down these affirmations. Write down, you are precious, you're beautiful the way you are. You deserve love and hugs. You can write down what you wish for in your life, and then you put that underneath a very large water jar container. I have a 3-gallon water container, it's 3-gallon water container. It has a spigot on one end. It is light blue, transparent, and made out of a plastic 5, and we keep filling this up with filtered water, and then I always bring a full one into my bathroom, put this on top of my affirmations, and just leave it there, let it sit there. And then I drink the water from that spigot. Drink that sometimes during the day, and I drink this at night. When I go to the bathroom, I always drink 2 yogurt cups of that water. And I feel it, there is a wholesome energy in it, in that water. And, people think they can't give that to themselves, that someone else is supposed to give that. That's not true. That is a misunderstanding. We can give all of this to ourselves. We can be our own guards. We can be our own nannies and healers and mothers even. We can be a much better mother than expecting someone else to give this. And that's another thing I wanted to say, that we cannot expect things from other people. We just can't. It's impossible. You can't do it. No matter how kind someone is, or no matter what their skills are, or how empowered they are, or how stable they are, or unstable, or mean, or whatever, we cannot expect anything from other people. So that's impossible. That's like running frontally against a cement wall and you just fall down. It's like going through a maze garden and you encounter a dead-end street. And there are video games like this, and then in some of these video games that little figure will continue to run against that brick wall and will just continue to slide down at that end. And That's very symbolic, because that is what a lot of people do, according to Tony Robbins' class 4 experience. Something that doesn't feel good, isn't good for you, isn't good for others, and does not serve the greater good. And that is what tremendously many people are doing. And they do it because they're conditioned, because of a self-image, and because they are in a struggle with another living being. Could be the mother, the father, brother or sister, or family members, or friends, or teachers, whoever, husbands, wives. This struggle, an endless struggle. It's like a little figure that keeps on running against the cement wall at the dead end street. So we need to come to an understanding that when we are at a dead end street, when we are struggling with someone, or when we're expecting things from someone else, and that happens very quickly, that the ego is very, very tricky with this. The ego is our defense mechanism. It's an internal thing that we develop to protect ourselves, but it becomes an illusion. It is an illusion because it isn't really protecting us. Matter of fact, it creates wars, so it doesn't protect us. It makes things much more inflamed. We need to come to the realization that when we are at that dead-end street, in our lives, with whatever, if something doesn't work, as Tony Robbins always said, you have to change your approach. If something doesn't work out, and if we become so devastated that we don't want to live anymore, then we are at that dead-end street. We're at the very brick wall or cement wall. We're running against it over and over again, bleeding, hitting our heads against it. And then we want to give up. Then we think, okay, then life is finished. But what we don't realize is we can turn around. We can make a U-turn right there where we are, and we can completely take a totally different approach to whatever we're struggling with, whether it's a person. We can never struggle with a person. It will never work. Never expect anything from anyone. The only way we can communicate with someone else, really communicate, is if we are fully there for that other person, if we really see the other person with all of their pain and struggle and agony and suffering. But we don't see it when we expect something from the other. Then we don't see their suffering. We just see that we are entitled for them to acknowledge that they have done us wrong, like what I did with my mother my whole life. Wanted her to acknowledge, I have cried, I have screamed, I have yelled, I have complained. I said, don't you see what you did to me? It didn't do any good. She had to lie down on the couch after talking to me. That gave me something to think. That was like alarm. Hey, it's like, what are you doing to your mother? I said that to myself. So some people don't do anything like this. Some people may not be a Medusa like I am, but they will have a silent grudge. They walk past them with a cold face, silent grudge. They don't see their cold face in that moment. I'm not judging, I just observations. They don't see they are being cold to that other person. They don't see that they are making the other person suffer. The parents are toddlers, okay? Almost all humans are, and particularly those who are parents are toddlers. because they recklessly bring other living beings into this world. But just because that is wrong doesn't mean now that we have to throw ourselves away and say, oh, here is the end of the road, here is the brick wall, I might just as well exit. No. Then we have that, what I talked about in the other video. I hope the camera doesn't shut down now. Then we have that situation where we're finally letting go of the self-image and the defense, but only in terms of it is the end now anyway. Why don't we do a U-turn and change the approach, do a meditation on this, give up the self, and go back out of that maze walk, and come out the other end and encounter the world with apple trees and green meadows and animals and rabbits and pigs and dogs, all friendly, waiting there for you, greeting you, and then doing something creative, flowing with creativity, and then helping others. That's what I believe we are here for. So those are my 3 cents for tonight. Okay, you guys take care. Bye bye.